Salutations, class, and welcome back. Tonight will be our Blazblue CentralFiction VTuber tourney, of which I am one of the eager participants. I also have something very, very special to show you all. Although first we'd have to see if the noise cancellation does anything about it. Ah, it is being cancelled. Let me turn that off real quick. Remove the noise suppression, and now you hear the sound of that. That is our brand new method of control. I bought myself a Mixbox, as I've just posted on Twitter, and so we'll be seeing if we can change our control scheme from here on out for our various fighting games. Of course, this will require a lot more time to relearn everything, so we might have some labbing-specific streams in the future. Now, what we would like to do tonight is get in a little bit of review. I think I'll turn the noise cancelling back on. Noise suppression. And close. Marginally better. Alright, so, before we begin, we would like to review a little bit about our character, and various strategies that we'll have to implement for the fights ahead of us. I've pretty much settled on Kagura at this point. Let me move this big, heavy box down below. I have found it astonishingly comfortable to use this thing. It's a lot better than a controller, at least in terms of keeping it away from the mic. Error! Welcome. Oh wait, why did I pick Arakune? I went for random. I don't want to beat up on him. One, he deserves better, but two, he's unfortunately quite ugly. Tune ourselves into the VFGC chat because we want to make sure we're paying attention to the schedule ahead of us. Let's fix this up. Who deserves to be beat up? Let's go for Azrael. That'll make sense. I was in the middle of watching your animations, Air, and my roommate came home, so I'm gonna have to finish those after the stream. I do like the Queen one, though. Very swanky. And I did see your most recent post, although I have not yet watched that myself. So, the biggest issue with Kagura is his neutral being very, very odd. Hold on, check. No, my gain is right where it should be. So, his A buttons are pretty typical as you'd expect them to be. What's weird about him, though, is that his B buttons also have very little range in comparison to his A buttons. And then, his C buttons have a very huge amount of range to them. Look at how far that reaches. That's like 60% of the screen. So his neutral is a little asynchronous. He either has very, very short but very good buttons, or very long range but slow buttons, so his neutral ends up being odd. What he can do, though, is he has a variety of moves that he can use to call out predictable opponents. If someone's jumping, he does have basically the best anti-air in the game. Wow, the bots are already here. Astonishing. Please do enjoy the show, various computer programs. He has the best anti-air in the game, and a pretty good flash kick on top of that, as well as the ability to use them both in combos, astonishingly enough. Out of his drive stances, he has a call-out for mids. This move is, interestingly enough, mid-invincible. A call-out for lows in this overhead. A call-out for aerial attacks, in which that one is air immune. And this one armors through mids and highs as well. I think that... oh yeah. This one also has a little bit of invincibility during the cross-up. So he has a variety of ways to get in and basically get around predicting your opponent's attacks and specifically what they'll do. As well, he has a few other tools, such as a command grab. Interestingly enough, it's a command grab that can be special cancelled. Though, I am now in the environment in which I have the pressure of streaming, so let's see if my muscle memory serves. New animation is Spamton. You're bored and you love Spamton. Me too. Absolutely. Ah, almost. So, our corner combo routes are pretty similar to our mid-screen ones. And I have been... Hold on, let's do this without the commentary. Let me focus. And almost. We need to get that very last Kadomos at the end. This is not quite the optimized route. I can probably do the optimized route on him. Ah, almost. That one is a little bit more difficult to land, and is also possibly impossible to land on some of the smaller characters without very specific adjustments to our timing. So, I've went for the basic universal route here. It makes a difference of roughly 200 damage in the end. It is similar to our mid-screen combo, in which it does start with 5BB and then 2C, but this one's different. And we should be able to connect with that 3C at the end there. Flash kick, and there we go. Perfect. That is the mid-screen combo we want to be using. If we time it right, it also has plenty of corner carry going alongside of it. Otherwise, if we are panicking and autopiloting, we can do something a lot simpler like this. Or similar damage, and hopefully I can get the cancel on the flash kick there. Always do it both facing left and facing right. Well, I wouldn't say it's rule number 1 of fighting games. Rule number 1 is hold back to block. Rule number 2 is practice both sides. Ah, almost. Where is everyone? I know James, for one, isn't particularly interested in fighting games, so he will probably not show tonight. As well, this is at a slightly different time, so he might not get an audience from Ajoy either. I have sent out a couple of messages, and I know a lot of my friends actually have plans for the holidays, so they might not be in attendance as it is the 23rd. Oh boy. Well, looks like we will be on stream. Let's hop in there. Let's see, I'm not... Oh yes, I am gonna need that challenge bracket open. And open up that link. Just so that we can make sure in the future that we know who we're coming up against once we start getting into other places in the bracket that are not on stream. Indeedy do. Let's see how this works. Look here in the chat. And that is my keyboard violently hitting the desk. Indeed, it is time to be a big shot! Wow, we will be on Serena's stream. Let me see if I can get that link for you real quick. Ah, she hasn't posted it here. Did she post it in her own? Ah, wait, no. I think... Yeah, I don't think she's gone live yet, so I'll just paste this link in there preemptively. If you would like to see the tournament organizer's stream, that's where she'll be. And us, well, we'll be getting ready. Right. We're being called for the stream match, and it will probably be a few minutes before we get in. Yeah, that's what it looks like it's gonna be. Y to pass. When is my Y button? I think it's... I'll wait until we're called. One second, I'll be right back. And we are back. I have passed, and so it should be ready to go. Indeed. Looks like we will be spectating that first match as well, since we are the ones in the chat here. I should definitely pick up some more customization options for my character. At least I have presented myself as my main. You'll stay here, show them who's the big shot. Did I show you? Oh, I am not part of this. Pass. There we go. Let's see. Pause menu. Auto pass. There we go. Hold on. Run that by me again. There we go. Alright, now I will automatically pass and not be part of the first match. So we just have to wait on the next person to show up here for the first match that's going on stream. We will have a front row seat to spectate it, given that we are here in the lobby, but we'll have to be patient and take a moment to chat. Error, did I show you the mix box? I don't think I posted it yet, and you know what? I'll do that there in the chat right now. Where did I have that image? I had it somewhere. I think I did just clean it out. Let me check my recycle bin. And open up the trash. We will be playing matches soon. Get rid of all these Discord pings. There we go. I'm looking for Mixbox. There we go. Come on. Post that image, you fiend. Guess Discord is currently malfunctioning. Or maybe I just can't directly post it from my recycle bin. Let's say restore desktop, and then we try to post it. There we go. little happy because finally one of your videos is getting good views again. In the first day, your new Sans animation got 400 views. And no, I haven't shown you yet. Alright, I posted that in the general chat in the server. You know, I think soon enough I should go ahead and work on figuring out what to do with that bot. I think one way to more reliably get viewers in here is if we had a role specifically for pings. Indeed. Take a look at everything going on here. 1 second. And check VFGC. We can't let ourselves miss a single message. So, what's special about the Mixbox here, as I've posted the image here in the general chat, is it's a fight stick, but instead of having the actual arcade stick like on a cabinet, it just has WASD keys, which is a little interesting. It seems a bit redundant with the keyboard now, doesn't it? You will be able to note the altered angle for the keys on the left, and the fact that it uses arcade stick buttons instead of keys on a keyboard. One, it's a little bit more ergonomic, and it's in a better shape of something that can easily rest in your lap. The fact that most fighting games actually interpret their commands in 8 directions. Smash Brothers is a little different. Hold on. Exit out of that. There we go. So, Smash Brothers is a little different in that it accepts analog inputs, same for most of platform fighters that are out there. You can sort of tilt your stick slightly and get half inputs or whatever in the direction. Not in most traditional fighting games. Since they did originate in the arcade scene, they are made to function with 8-way arcade levers. And because of that, you can actually accurately duplicate those inputs through having 4 separate keys there. Diagonals, obviously, I would use by hitting 2 of the keys at once, and getting Xander moving around here on stream. What this does is it has a number of ways that we can clean up our inputs. I have had a number of cases in playing Guilty Gear, for example, where I'd panic inputs and miss a quarter circle input, or more violently, miss a Behemoth Typhoon, which I cannot afford to do with Gold Lewis. I might actually take some time after the tournament and show off a little bit of what I've been practicing with it. But I've mostly been practicing Blazblue for the past couple of days since I've had this. And I think with having a charge character, it should make my inputs a lot smoother. On the character I have here, I mostly have to hold buttons in one direction and then quickly flick in the other direction. We do have some weird interactions with a stick involving that, but we can tighten them up a lot more if we just use specific buttons. Check the chat here. And looks like we'll still have a little bit before the matches show up. So, just for the sake of being early and polite, and unfortunately we cannot put ourselves into a solo training room. Not in these lobbies just yet. They did recently implement that in Accent Core, so we might eventually get those coming to Blazblue as well. Right now it's just a rollback netcode beta, which has completely revitalized this game. The internet for this just... I mean, it feels like offline. Same opinion you'll hear from a lot of people playing on rollback. Luckily, I don't have too much muscle memory to unlearn with my knowledge of Blazblue CentralFiction, so I've mostly been able to build from the ground up with learning the strategies here and the muscle memory that I need with the Mixbox. And soon enough, once I do learn my character a lot better, I will be able to more aptly improvise combos rather than just remember muscle memory. Alright. Looks like Serena's making her preparations. Our first match should be happening soon, but it's the one we will be spectating. I see a 9 and an S in here. And, what's his name? Oh, I forget the name of the guy with the whole dancer getup. Amane, that's his name. And then we have 3 people who haven't changed their avatars off the default Ragna, so, who is it? We're up against Rekasaurus, which, when our first match happens, we will probably be up against Amane unless they're just choosing an avatar that isn't actually the character they play. Alright, first match is happening. And we should see it happen. There we go. So it begins. But we will be spectating this first one. We're not up immediately. So one of them is a Ragna player. Indeed. We see a low match count for a lot of these people, so we don't yet know if these are going to be entirely new players, or if they're players that just have a lot of time in the lab, and just not much time on stream itself. On the right we have Ragna the Blood Edge, basically sole bad guy against the color palette, and on the left we have Bullet. Let's see if Xander can get in some commentary. We already have Bullet winning the neutral. It seems like she has a lot of the knowledge of her specific offensive tools. Run Up and DP, the Shoto special, and we have both characters actually using their barrier quite a bit. So, seems we have some people with rudimentary knowledge of the game's mechanics and how to work them. Although a lot of combos aren't necessarily continuing onward, so it looks like they have a decent amount of actual time in matches, but not too much knowledge of the combo systems in this game. I, to this date, still have not yet understood too much of using barrier a lot more. I've been focusing way too much on trying to get my charge inputs out. We will have a lot of moments of these characters just staring at each other and slowly trying to win neutral, which seems everyone's being a little bit cautious. When it comes to our time, we can definitely pressure them a little bit with a couple of projectiles. Kagura has some decent ones, but he can't win Fireball Wars because they are charge inputs. Ah, here we go. Here's the Bullet combo. 3,000 damage. Classic. Oh, a rapid cancel. Alright. Zolocus seems to have a pretty decent understanding of a few combos to do here. I, so far, have not yet figured out my meter usage myself, although we do have a version of our corner combo that uses 50 meter to get the extra damage on it. I'll need to remember... Yeah, the rapid cancels, which are almost ribbon cancels, are something we really need to focus on, especially with Kagura, who has a bit of punishable frame data, or at least a lot of holes in his pressure. If we can make our approach a little bit more ambiguous, we can open up our opponents, even though we do have plenty of tools to open them up. We'll need to focus on a lot of our typical frame traps to start with, so we'll need to do 5DA into 2DC a lot of the time. Another thing Xander specifically needs to know is stance cancels, so after we get an attack out, we'll need to cancel out of it pretty quickly, just in case if it doesn't actually hit. Kagura's interesting in that he has 3 different stances available to him, and when an attack from one stance hits, he can cancel in one of the other ones. A little bit of slow and steady neutral, Bullet wins again. Have Ragna the Blood Edge being a little bit cautious. Ooh, failed burst. Nice. I think Cliff actually has a chance to take this one back. He's gotten in a couple of cautious approaches from Zolocus, and getting that burst out of there is going to be really big for him, if he manages to take back his turn. We have an air dash Oki set up. A lot of scrambling neutral between the two of them. Ooh, overhead. And into a DP, unfortunately. Too much information. Yeah, this is a very complex and very in-depth game. I'm actually excited to play it a lot more because it hits a sweet spot for me. Between Strive's general ease of execution and simple game plan, versus Accent Core not having quite enough of the creature comforts that I've gotten used to in newer games. I do believe Blazblue does have a frame buffer. At least a lot of the inputs I've done so far seem like they have the leniency allowed from that. Or maybe I just have way too many cancel options available to me. And I'm pretty sure this is Bullet's match. There we go. Zalokus, 2-0 versus Cliff. Let's hope that the streamer anxiety doesn't hit me too hard, and we'll get our preparations made. So, assuming we're up against Amane, he'll generally punish us by keeping us at full screen, and forcing us to block. Which, well, he's a character that can actually punish you for blocking. Alright, undo my auto pass. And let's see, doing this versus Rekosaurus. Alright, looks like we're up. Preparations made. Rock and roll, let's go. Looks like we'll be on the training stage, interestingly enough. Alright, so Amane has a lot of long-distance attacks. Once we get in, we'll generally be good, but we need to have a very good plan from round start, and from a distance. Kagura will now perform his scientific analysis on his opponent. Love that. See if an attack comes out first and foremost. He's mostly wanting to try to play keep away. Flash kick comes out, get our projectile out. Ah, panic hits. There's the drill. I am forgetting my very important 3C. Alright. We gotta remember a C button. I'm mostly autopiloting immediately into my drive button afterwards. Hello, Kayla. Flash kick comes out. Flash kick comes out, or Sonic Boom. And got him. Alright, I think we can do this. What we mostly need to focus on is making sure we get our conversion, because we've gotten in a lot of 5VBs, but we need to get the 2C off of them. Alright. Seems his neutral mostly doesn't oppress us as much as it could. So Sonic Boom and Flash Kick will both be very important to us. since we're not piloting into our stances quite as frequently as we should. Gonna bring out your favorite music and give you that. Well, I mean, good choice. This is one of my personal favorite songs in the game. Always makes me chuckle. We'll start by jumping upward and blocking. And Flash Kick came out just at the wrong time. Sonic Boom. Almost missed their overhead. So he has an OK tool, okay. I don't have to respect anyone's pressure. We always have to watch out for that. Okay, so basically we don't get the Flash Kick immediately on Wake Up. And... almost. Can we get out of this corner? Almost. So he's always jumping back, basically. Okay, very good on that backwards tech. Hey Vodum, how you doing? Almost. Still missing with RB moves. Alright, no matter. We're 1-1. I think we can take this one back. You have any interest in Blazblue, Votum? I don't think I saw you on the tournament roster here. Alright. Good set. We need to remember our C buttons first and foremost. We also know that he jumps back at the start of every round. So we'll have to do an instant air dash into a jump C likely to be after him. Not in the tournament. Used to play BB years ago. Been a long time. Personally, myself, I never really picked up the game, so... Well, I am basically just now getting into my practice. As of yesterday, I picked up a Mixbox. So I've been using that to practice, and I still have not yet had all my muscle memory kick in. So I'm going to have to do that in order to actually play this matchup correctly. And got him. Yep, that's 2 hits. Thank you, Votum. Get that projectile out, he'll be up backing again. Luckily, we have very oppressive anti-airs. I could have teched there, apparently. That's one of the biggest issues I have in this game, is not knowing when to tech. Oh, don't rob this from me, you know? And robbed. Just as it was supposed to happen. Very good set. Alright, let's get ourselves out of this little room. That was it, it was... There we go. Alright, so the first thing is... I'm definitely not remembering the C button that I need to be making use of. Let's lab that real quick while we wait to see what the next match for us will be in the tournament bracket. Winners round 1 decided. So now we are up against a Bakushu. Let's just get in that muscle memory real quick before... Oh wait, I already picked my character. Get that settled. We did hit our mid-screen combo just fine. What we need to do is be able to take off all the momentum that we can when we get into the corner. So, before our next match starts, let's just get this exercise real quick. Ah, we're still missing it. And that's gonna take some work. Well, I've been practicing all day. Looks like we will need a little bit more redoing there. You can see these streams are not good for you. What's going on there? Is, a little overwhelming? There is a lot going on in these sorts of streams, and to someone not familiar with fighting games, I can see it being a bit of a problem. Alright, let's go, Bakushu. I see a well-spruced up room and a Rachel avatar, so presumably... Oh no. S might even be worse than Rachel. Hey! Let me hear that bass. That'll empower me. So we have a very important character matchup here. You can see Kagura has plenty of scientific analysis to begin with. Alright, we have oppressive top-tier neutral to contend with, and a lot of fireballs. And missed my flash kick. And the biggest issue is I don't know where there's the openings in the strings for me to flash kick. Yep, this is how it's gonna be. Oh well. Half the people in this tournament are going to be veterans, and the other half are going to be complete newbies like myself. Flash kick goes out, set up our projectile. I wonder if her crest completely covers her approach there. Although, if we are running a flash kick... too far. Amen. Alright, run it back. If we can at least take off one round, that's a win for us. Although I'm already expecting to go 1-2 in the tournament, that's how it usually goes for me. At least in Blazblue. In Strive, I'm a lot more capable. Just the data gathering set. I've got this next one. Kagura might be a little bit distracted by all the science that he can do with S. Plenty of, observations and data to gather. One of the reasons I didn't get into Blazblue was because the block strings are just that long, and I have a lot of information to gather on just when I actually have a turn. Made even worse by the fact that playing a character with a flash kick, I should be able to find those a lot easier, although trying a reversal in the middle of a lot of these has proven to be difficult. Ah, if only I was quicker. And that was an attempt at a... There we go. Alright, so how am I supposed to get in on something like this? I guess we need more anti-air callouts. Which would be 5DC, but I don't quite know all my buttons yet. That is the only chance I'll ever have to win neutral. Flash kick goes out, sonic boom. And unfortunately, this combo will take her out of the corner. But we don't need to worry about that, do we? Haha. I don't care if I lose now. I've completed my goal. One of the issues I have with the normals on this character is it's a lot of difficulty to figure out when I can mash the right buttons. As well, I've never played a charge character before, and having command normals on a character with charge inputs is incredibly obtuse. There's the grab. As well, I never tech throws in any game whatsoever. If you want to win against me, you'll just need to, well, throw me. I thought I just banned this bot. Oh no, this is a different Russian name. Interesting. Well, that is more stuff I need to block. Well then, let's go ahead and... Siphon! Welcome. We are currently 1-1 in the tourney, just had our second match. We are just now being sent to loser's bracket, I believe. Unless there's no loser's bracket whatsoever. Hold on. All winners are 3 matches to go into top 8 are on stream. Losers matches are not though. Keep going until losers round 5. Can I see the losers bracket at least? The challenge link does not let me see the current losers bracket. Hello, Blaze Warrior as well. Okay, there we go. Now we've had a refresh. Miss Tari. Okay. So there's our next one. We'll worry about the muscle memory another time. It might be a failure error, but we have plenty of stuff to learn. One thing I've learned is a lot of S's block strings, the parts that at least have openings, are far enough that we can't flash kick her, and knowing how many people play S, for reasons, we do have a way to counteract that in the future. Wow, the bots are out in full force today. Alright, let's go ahead and set up our next networking room. It's player match, right? Yeah. Create room. Capacity 2. Invitation slots. I think that's what we might want to make sure no one comes in. Gaze upon my bare-bones situation. I will grab that link real quick. Planning on getting a PSP Vita for Christmas. I didn't even know they were still doing PSPs. That's news to me. Interesting to hear. Miss Tari. Darn it. Wrong post. Oh, I must have hit copy page URL, not copy link address. Alright. Into our next match. How has the Naruto labbing been going, by the way, Blaze Warrior? Try that again. And third time's the charm. Alright then. Start up one ourselves. Alright, back to work. So it seems our biggest issue so far is I need to get into the mindset of cancelling the 5BV starter that we're usually doing into A2C, and remembering the rest of the combo from there. Even if we aren't successfully landing it, I do believe 5BB2C should be a true block string, and at least let us start getting our stance pressure going. So, we might have to do a little bit of labbing after the stream, or after the tourney. I might even just check up on Strive as well. I have a isn't working. Such is the case of trying to play games that are betas. We'll just wander around the room real quick here. So we'll have to remember to always basically be charging our inputs, so luckily most of the cases in which we are going to have to charge something, we have enough time from, say, a previous stance attack. In a lot of cases, we'll start with 2DA once we have gotten our 2C to hit. That gives us enough time to charge Kadomos and get started with a lot of things there. As well, a number of our stance strings are 2 stances long, and most of those will give us enough time to charge a flash kick. Used to failing. It's not a matter of how much, just how much you tried. Hey, don't worry about failing. I mean, failure is a chance to learn. That's one of the things I always tell myself. Most important thing is if you manage to learn something in your time. Oh boy. Looks like we are currently not able to get ourselves into a match with the person we're supposed to be fighting. Let's hope this works. Currently not being able to get into the match with our next first person in loser's bracket here. I do recommend being a little bit more positive to yourself, Era. I really admire your work. And flash kick. Alright, you have the mid-screen one down. Come on, let this work. Hey! Finally. Alright. Stretch and flex. We'll have to be loosened up to be properly ready for this match. In fact, I think I'll take a moment to recline in my seat instead. Step away a distance from the mic. Oh no, that is horrible. Nope, I'm still gonna be wait, hold on. Can I scoot far enough ahead? I think I'll prefer to stand up. I'll be hyped up. Just like your boy Spamton. After all, he was just a puppet. But he was beloved by the folks around him. I mean, seeing how much we love Spamton, he did have his success at some point, and I do believe it's not a failure on his part, but a change in the conditions around him. Perhaps he just wasn't in the best place that he should have been in. Alright, we have a trap character that we're fighting against. One who knows all of their conversions, basically. Ooh, use that gravity. And missed my grab input. And here comes the overdrive. I was hoping we could have done that before it came down. Isn't that super supposed to normally be a lot slower? Or does that depend on the, circumstances? Charge input did not come out. So much for oppressive space control. Was that a double overhead setup? I blinked and I missed it. Ooh, this is the robbery. Right at 1 HP. Alright, so it seems like she's spending most of the time on the ground. He said as his low was immediately jumped over. I couldn't even see the projectile firing because it was so high up. Alright, more of the knowledge check that we'll need to know. And an instant overhead. Interesting. She actually seems like she's a lot of fun to play. Rocket one more time. We have taken a round off the people who have beaten us in each case though, so a lot of the folks here in the tourney don't seem to be too far ahead of us, right? We just gotta get in some practice. All it takes, Error, is a little bit of optimism. It's how I get by. There's something good in just about everything that happens. Even if it is a lost opportunity, an opportunity lost in one place can open up for someone else. Or somewhere else. Flash kick comes out, sonic boom. No instant overheads here. And flash kick. Projectile comes out. Ooh. Did we just dodge a low with that? I'll admit, I was kind of button mashing at that point. Ah, round start low. Okay, so we're still not teching enough throws. And that's one of the things we'll have to work on, because this game is one of the easiest ones to tech throws in. Also, all the overheads in this game are incredibly deceptive. Cali burst. And that's this round lost for us. Indeed. Got a lot of pressure to work on ourselves, too. I actually might give her a try. She seems very fun. Alright, in the corner. This character is a little weak to pressure so long as he's not able to get out his flash kick. And it seems she's done a couple of overheads. Get that set up. Ooh, nice burst bait. And there's the grab. And there we go. Hey, don't worry about talking too much, Error. I actually welcome anyone who starts a wonderful conversation in chat. Although I'm not really going to be able to respond while I'm in the middle of the match. At least not if it's a game I don't know well enough yet. I'll be spending a lot of time focusing on the match at hand. And there we are. Just as last time, 1-2. Though with slightly different conditions. So, our hypothesis that we tested is whether 2 days of using a Mixbox will be enough. Turns out it is not, so we'll have to get in a lot more practice. Is anyone currently available and would they like to do some Blazblue lobbies? Now that the tournament is over for us, that is our 2 losses that we are permitted, I will hit the lab up for a little bit to give anyone a moment to respond, if someone does want to run some Blazblue lobbies. Otherwise, I think I'll hit up Strive. I've got a lot of labbing to do there as well. Yeah, it's mostly a case of not having my focus in the match yet, so I gotta get more under my belt. That one still needs some work. Wow, it is sweaty in here. I'm going to open up a window. Pardon me for a moment. And I return. I'm doing quite wonderful, Siphon. I did make the announcement on Twitter, and I did just post in the Discord that I have picked up a Mixbox. So that is basically what I'll have to be working on now. And wrong setup. Okay, we need to remember that's the one that uses Kadomos. I wonder, is there a way for me to stop that? Hold on. Let me check my stream settings real quick. Is there a way for us to change the chat settings while it's already online? Only subscribers. Let's say... minimum subscribe time, 5 minutes. There we go. That should at least slow down the bots a little bit. If they keep showing up, then, well, we have something to get past. Is this game hard? It's an interesting case with this game, as the combos... hold on. Allow me to demonstrate. Hold on. Well, you can see my answer right there is... I'm still needing some practice, but then again it only has been 2 days basically that I've been practicing this. Let's see if I can do it on this side. So, that's the typical combo I'm trying to do. You can see that one goes on for a long while. This game does have a very high skill ceiling on the execution part of it, although it does have a lot of leniency in when you can do your cancels and your combos. You were given a lot of freedom in this game. I would say might be some of the most freeform combos I've seen in a fighting game. So it does have a very heavy sandbox element to it. This game isn't hard, per se, as it is... It has both a low skill floor and a high skill ceiling. So the issue you'll have in trying to find an opportunity to play it is you will definitely want some other folks who are as experienced as you. This is one of those games where you absolutely do not stand a chance against the better players. Where's the tip of the blade? It's a bit less of an actual sword and more of just a giant paddle on a stick. One of those kinds of characters. You do see them a lot in other Japanese media. They'll have just basically a giant rock on the end of a stick. Let's see if I can do that again. Almost. Come on. Well, that's still gonna take some time. Let me see if I can do the mid-screen run. Alright, that one's down pretty much perfect. And that's our bread and butter for mid-screen. We still need some work on the corner one, it looks like. It's also mostly a case of me playing one of the harder or more unorthodox execution characters in the game, so I think that might be where a lot of Kagura's difficulty comes from. It is available on both PC and PS4. I would recommend the PC release, as it currently is undergoing a rollback netcode beta, which is why the net play was so smooth. In fact, that single-handedly has revived this game basically out of the graveyard. Still not early enough. There we go, we at least got that one on the other side. Seems I'll just have to do a lot more labbing off-stream. How old is it? I think this game came out in 2015? So it did die down for basically the past few years. You could always find someone willing to play it with you, but it didn't have multiple concurrent players. In fact, right now, I think it's still running, thousands of people currently still playing it. That one would be too far to pick it up. And flash kick for the meterless version, there we go. Alright, we got a couple of those down. So I might not necessarily have the best example with playing one of the more difficult characters, but there are a lot of very accessible, easy to play characters in this game. For example, as is typical with just about every fighting game, we have a Ken sort of character, DP projectile, but mostly focusing on close range stuff. Jin here is more akin to Ryu. He has the fireball and uppercut, of course, but mostly plays at mid-range. We also have another Shota clone in S with slightly different setups, but she also has projectiles, uppercut, the usual stuff. Hibiki here is mostly focused on melee stuff, also pretty easy, very comfortable for new player. Who else? Who else was among the easier Mai. Mai is one of the absolute easiest characters to play, and I found in any fighting game. What I would recommend is find a character that you like the appearance of, or that you generally vibe with. Celica's one of the other incredibly easy characters in this game. Just find someone you vibe with. I never picked it up before now because I couldn't really figure out who I liked the most. Granted, in terms of aesthetics, I appreciate Iron Taker here being a man of science with a lot of muscle to him, which, of course, I vibe with. Unfortunately, he's a grappler, and I do not play grappler characters, so I mostly settle on Kagura. Unfortunately for me, he has some of the most difficult and orthodox execution in the game. He's, I'd say, 75th percentile or so. You see it in fighting games, there's always a group of people playing because it's hard to drop a game when you take all that time to get good at it. I watched a video essay the other day, and I forgot what it was called. Oh wait, I think it was literally called Don't Give Up on Fighting Games, which was part of the main message in there. The other part of it being because fighting games will not give up on you. So that's a very important thing to note. I don't think I'm gonna spend too much more time in the lab here with Kagura, as mostly I need to get in some matches and an understanding of neutral under my belt before I try to figure out, hey, what are the other combos I can be doing? So, why not take a break here for a moment? Let's pop out of there. Guess we're not running lobbies anymore. Not for the moment. Where is my Totsugeki? I recommend picking it up on sale. I don't know if you are a usual fighting game player, Siphon. What's your opinion? I'd say the most important part about trying to get in the Blazblue is you need to have a friend or two who would preferably be learning the game with you. There are a lot of new players learning the game right now, so you do have a lot of public folk that you can talk to and sort of get a vibe on what you're supposed to be doing. Seems I moved over slightly on the Guilty Gear scene. Funny. Show me OBS again. Don't remove that. What happened to Strive? Oh. I swapped it with Blazblue, but still kept two different scenes in OBS. Interesting. How's everyone's day? My day has actually been pretty good so far, Error. I've had a little bit of time to practice, but I need a lot more that I need to be getting into. You just hit Platinum Rank in one of the fighting games you've been playing now. Platinum Rank. Would that be Street Fighter then? Because I think that's the only one that has the sort of League of Legends named stuff. Let's get ourselves some lab time in, as I do not yet fully understand the extent of my buttons. We will need the right song, and, well, we can go to any stage. We don't necessarily have to practice on Kai either, but we definitely need to get in some focus on our bread and butters here. I'll also need to check my buttons. I don't think I've set them over here yet. So what's the fighting game you have been playing, Siphon? Oh. Why is my window offset? You ever beat Terraria, give up on it? I just had a stream a week ago, didn't I? Yeah, it was last Saturday that I had my most recent one. I'm spacing those out a bit as notifications. Oh, Rekka. Thank you, Rekkasaurus. Yeah, it was on Saturday I did Terraria. I'll need to focus a bit more on the Discord and start getting... You know, I think I will start setting a ping roll in there. I need to look at the bot and get all that fixed with, and let everyone assign themselves to you as minimally intrusive as possible. Hopefully. I did install a bot in there quite a while ago, but haven't yet messed with it. These buttons are not the ones I'm used to. And I still have plenty of time to change them. That will be punch, that will be kick, that will be slash, that will be heavy slash, that will be dust. And then the other button that's important is that one. Alright, Everything else seems to be correct. Let's give ourselves a run through. Punch, kick, slash, heavy slash. Really? Okay, how'd you get that backwards? There we go. There we go. Basically, I have my fight stick buttons set in the same arrangement as you see on the control stick in the top left. I will be focusing on Terraria occasionally, but after that first stream, we didn't have too many people showing. Oh, Brawlhalla! That's a name I haven't heard in forever. You know what? Hold on. I will be labbing Strive, so let me update that real quick. Ooh, we have someone else playing Hisoten Soku. That's a game I definitely look to pick up sometime soon. Go into my control panel and let's fix that up. There we go. Hopefully that wasn't playing in the background. Sorry, Teach, but you have to go to sleep. See the spam button animation if you have time. It's a short one, but you like it. I hope you sleep well, Error. Thank you for your arrival. Your attendance is always welcome. And hello, Ajoy. Welcome. We are unfortunately already done with the tournament, 1-2 as it was last time. Right now, we're doing a little bit of labbing in Strive just to see if we can get ourselves accustomed to these buttons. And there we go, counterattack settings. Let's set you to none. There we go. Because for now, we mostly need to make sure we're getting the buttons right. Almost. That's not the optimal version of a combo, but so long as we get the wall break there, we should be good. But look at how clean these Behemoth Typhoons are. Look at those inputs in the top left. Oh, that one was a little disruptive. So, the most important thing that I needed the Mixbox for is it allows me to do an unbuffered 684. You'll see the input here for a 684, one of the most important, or probably the most important Behemoth Typhoon that we have, has an upward input in it. So it does make us jump. Delivery service didn't fail twice. Yeah, the first one showed up a bit late, so... Or, well, the first time it wasn't even delivered, but it did arrive yesterday, on time, or 1 day behind. And since then, I've been playing with it. So, on a pad, it's a little difficult to get that upward spin. We have approximately 5 frames before Gold Lewis leaves the ground. Which means, if we can actually input a Behemoth Typhoon in that window, we can get that swing out before we leave the ground. And right there was my first try trying to do that unbuffered. And there's the second one, so that one failed. What we need to be able to do is do that unbuffered. And, well, with a little bit better timing. Seems I'm still needing to work to get it the other way. There we go. So normally, I will buffer it in the middle of a different input, say... Hold on. Like that, for example. In that one, we're not able to jump during that time, during the time that the attack's coming out, and we just cancel it into the other attack instead. Because of that, we don't have to worry about jumping for that. But You see the hitbox on this thing? And how wide of an area that hits. Being able to do this in neutral can score a knockdown and do a lot of work for us. How much does this game cost? On Steam right now, I think it's still the full $60. Plus whatever it would cost for the DLC that you would need. Let's give it a check. Ah! It's on sale for 35% off right now. It is currently 39 USD. Let's go ahead and look at Blazblue just in case. That one I think is normally 20 USD? Ah, no. It's normally 40 USD, but it is currently on sale for 50% off, which would bring us back to 20 USD if you do have the money to pick it up, if you are interested. Oh wow. Chixama got herself onto the Steam page. That girl does some work, but then again she says no one loves Blazblue as much as she does. You'll not fail. Not again. Not anymore. Have a nice day, everyone. See us all soon. Indeed, I hope you get some good rest, Air. Thank you for your attendance, as always. And I will check out the animations after the stream. Alright, so, Mixbox test. Almost. We do not want the different input at the end there. There we go. That is exactly what we're setting out to do. We want the 684 to come out after the 2S. Also, I did see the mention of Brawlhalla. I didn't get to finish off like a ripoff of Smash, but free. When you finally got Smash, got so used to playing the tip. I'm afraid I cannot decipher the context of that sentence back there, so I'm not sure how well I can respond. It must have been 5 or 6 years ago. I actually went to a gaming expo before Brawlhalla was released, and I met the devs themselves of that game as they were promoting it. I think I still have one of their little pre-release cards around here somewhere that had a special code, but I never actually tried to play Brawlhalla myself. I was marginally interested, as I enjoy Smash-adjacent games, if not Smash itself. Well, that one's smooth. Let's see if we can do the Twitter combo. Looks like we still need to use the dash button here, so we gotta get the muscle memory of hitting that button specifically. By the way, would you want me to turn the noise cancellation off in case you wanted to hear the buttons clicking? Let me know. I know there's some people who enjoy the sound of that going on in a stream. Alright, gotta remember that run button. We also might want to try to see if we can find a optimal button layout before we get too used to the muscle memory of this one. Got so used to Brawlhalla controls, it was hard to switch over to Smash. Smash! Been there a lot. It's actually been a little difficult. There we go. It's been a little difficult for me to readjust to Strive after playing so much Blazblue. I have a lot of different buttons to work with. I mean, I have 5 instead of 4 here. But I think I got a pretty analogous setup. Punch is currently on the same button that I have for A in Blazblue. Kick would be on what B is. Slash is over there on where C is. And, well, technically, Drive and Dust are the same button in both games. Only big difference is HS here, which I do have for the pressing all 4 buttons input in Blazblue. That is not the combo we're looking for. Also, another thing about the Mixbox is it's just so easy to get dash inputs in. So I might drop the dash macro altogether. Although that is 2 button inputs that we do have the potential to mess up. What I might want to do is just try to get used to alternating run and dust, because I don't think there's any time that we need to press both of these buttons simultaneously. Previously, when I was using a gamepad, I could basically use my thumb for all 4 of the main attacking buttons. Then I had R1 as dust and R2 as dash. So, let's see if we can get our little Twitter combo out. Still too early. And we do not want the side switch there. That is a kick, we do not want that either. Seems I'm trying to hit the kick button a bit too much. The code that they gave is just rare color. You can sell it for like $10 to give it to you for free. I have moved twice since I've gotten that card. I might have thrown it away. Still not quite, but as long as we can get in most of the damage there, I think we'll be fine. Not quite. You know what? Let's just focus on trying to practice all of our BTs here, since this is the first time I'm generally having to do half circles with a mixbox, especially such unusual ones. Although, you can see for having only 2 days of practice, they are relatively smooth. Oh, that's so beautiful. I'll just have to do that. Spend an afternoon one of these days. Or more realistically, about 10 to 30 minutes each day just trying to get these down. Although that's definitely something I can do a lot easier. That'll be useful. Alright, fingers on the buttons. Let's get ourselves used to this. What am I missing there? You know, I'm gonna watch my inputs. I think I'm neglecting to hit the button, that's what it looks like. No, I'm hitting it too early. Yeah, that is not nearly the damage we're running out of it. What's also very difficult on this control scheme is getting 360s. Because essentially, since I have WASD, I have to use the same finger for up and down here. I can get in one spin pretty quickly enough, though what we'll need to focus on is getting in 3 in order to get the optimal damage one. Does this game have true combos? Essentially, yes. You will see on the left side, the 3-4 there. If it has those bright gray numbers, it's a true combo. What would... I don't think I have staggers with this character. This game does have untrue combos, but they're a little rare. In fact, they only come off of corner cases. With Guilty Gear Strive specifically... still needing to work on that next behemoth typo, I see. So it's the 842 that I need to work on most. I wonder if it's possible at all to do this unbuffered. Doesn't look like it. I don't think that's actually possible. So the way the combos work in this game is it's basically a true combo until they hit the ground, in which point, if it's a hard knockdown, Like that. They faceplant for a little bit, and then they get back up. If it's a soft knockdown like that, they automatically tech. You can't prevent them from doing that. They will automatically roll backwards. So it's very easy to figure out what a true combo is in this game. The special thing about Guilty Gear and about Blazblue is that both characters have a burst gauge. That is the glowing blue one you see underneath the health bars. And what that does is that is a combo breaker. So if you are getting comboed, let's go ahead and set this to happen automatically after, say, 3 hits. And there's the burst. So that does get you out of the combo, but if you're not close enough, you can get punished for it. Like so. That would be a burst bait and a burst punish. Let's go ahead and see if we can... Yeah, there's one which we get broken off of. That does no damage, but it pushes your opponent back. Interesting. That one's burst... Or I thought that was burst safe. Maybe only on certain frames, or if we don't have the dash momentum. Maybe that was it. That's what it is. Okay, so dash momentum has a lot to do with it. Interesting. And the punch does not hit it. I wonder if slash does. Right, do it without the dash momentum. Okay, so that one works. Doesn't give us very good Oki. Welcome back, Error. Please do take care of yourself, though. Don't be here too long if it is getting too late and if you need to go to bed. Let's turn off the automatic burst. And mostly we just need to work on getting our muscle memory out there. For Christmas shopping, you've been holding it off forever. Yeah, I mean, really my only Christmas gift has been the Mixbox to myself. And I've been loving my time with it. Nope, not the right combo. There we go. So that's what we're wanting to generally do mid-screen. I think before we practice our safe jump setups, we need to go over all of our bread and butters. So, decent anti-air setup. Punch 684. You will see this attack a lot. See if I can get it down faster. Seems I still need to work on getting it in that direction. I can do it the other way pretty easily, though. There we go. Perfect. That's just about impossible to do on a pad. Almost. So it's the vertical ones we're needing a lot of work on. Let's just go ahead and get some of those set up for us. So since it seems that we're mostly missing the 268s, the 862, 842, and 248, we need to work on those. You can never land a combo like Professor, such slow fingers. You remember playing Naruto and getting wrecked by your friend's guy combo. I might have actually played that game. Been a long time since I played those. I do recommend trying to see if you could pick up a different peripheral. What's interesting about the little Mixbox here, you can see in the top left how frantically I'm hitting all of the buttons. That's because I can do each button on a single finger. As well, I can do every direction on a single finger. So, being able to spread out the inputs like that can actually help if you have slow fingers, and it's because of that that I can do this. That has to be done within 5 frames. That has to be done within a 20th of a second. And since I can spread the motion out, this is my index finger, this is my middle finger, and this is my ring finger. Since I can spread them out... Oh, not there. Since I can spread them out, I can do it quickly enough to land those. I would recommend giving Guilty Gear Strive a try if you are fond. Yeah, that one still needs work. Alright, let's try that again. I would recommend giving Guilty Gear Strive a try, as it's one of the most beginner-friendly games in a long time. Nope. Alright, yeah, that's mostly what we're needing to work on, is our 284s and... Well, no, not 284, 248. Any of our vertical Behemoth Typhoons, since that requires us to hit 2 separate keys, up and down, with a single finger. Almost. Right, we don't want to do that version against Kai. Nope, not that version either. Come on. Still too early. Missed the input. Oh wait, we want to do that without the dash momentum. Got it. A little slow. Maybe we can get that a lot easier with just doing the actual regular dash input. Nope. There we go. Perfect. We actually have a bit of an easier setup that I can do off of a similar combo, but it requires a different starter. That one basically uses only Behemoth Typhoon for the next few hits. And you'll see it does do the same damage. Issue is, this one starts off of a much faster close slash, this one starts off of a much slower 2H. We can probably do something similar off of maybe a close slash starter. Nope, not a true combo. Also, the Guilty Gear soundtrack is amazing and one of the reasons I will forever endorse it. Alright, that one does substantially less damage. That one's so fun to watch though. Just tossing them around. Maybe if we get a good setup in the corner. Think you seriously have to go and you don't think you can be here for a few days. Do your dramatic goodbye another day. Have fun. And then going full Chara genocide mode. Good night, Error. I hope you have a wonderful set of holidays, no matter which holiday you celebrate. Still not quite. Almost. It will just require a bit of time. I still want to do that other one though, that was fun. Let's move him over here. needing some work. Well, I'll spend some more time in the lab off-stream. Instead, let's get ourselves in a little bit of practice against an actual opponent. Not someone online just yet, but something we haven't done in forever is play arcade mode. Let's get in a little bit of that, see if we can actually get to Boss Nagaryuki. Wonder if that'll be possible. I think we're gauged off of the results of this first battle to see how the rest of them will go.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of Duel 1, let's rock.
Alright, get ourselves started. And we'll need to be good enough to actually hit those fast BTs in the middle of a match. Jump dust is our most important button, so let's make use of that a lot more. Getting those down just right. And chip damage. Alright. We are definitely not able to take this online, as I'm still spazzing out quite a bit. Well, yep, still hitting the button a bit too early there. You will see a lot of stray buttons that, well, still need some work. So I need to be able to get used to the muscle memory while we have a little bit of pressure from an actual live opponent. That is basically one of the reasons we didn't at least go 2-2 in that Blazblue tournament. We haven't fought enough live opponents. So let's get in a little bit of practice against the AI here just to get some bit back into the groove. And I think sometime this weekend, I might go ahead and do a Strive Online stream.
Duel 1, let's rock.
Seems that's still needing some work. I wonder if it would be better to put Heavy Slash on a lot more strong of a finger than my pinky, considering that that will probably be our most used button. Ah, almost. If we did the optimal version of that one, we probably could have got it. That's something I didn't consider before. You have 4 attacking buttons that aren't dust, and the Roman cancel input is actually hitting any of the 3 buttons. So, funny enough, the fast cancels are actually pretty easy to set up, given that you can input your command and then use whatever 3 attacking buttons you're not immediately using for the fast cancel. Say if I'm trying to fast cancel into a Behemoth Typhoon, I just press the other 4 buttons and then use Heavy Slash timed correctly to get the fast Roman cancel.
Duel
And welcome Soul Bad Guy. Wrong button. So I definitely need to get over the panic reflex a lot. But such is the case if you don't know what you're doing in the fighting game yet. Are we dead? We're not dead. And I just tried to Behemoth Typhoon with the wrong button, which is exactly why we're here. Seems I'm trying to instinctually get into using slash a lot when I should be using heavy slash. Look at that, that's beautiful. Alright, it's starting to come back. Slowly over time. Ah, almost. I think for the moment there I could have actually gotten the proper muscle memory for our bread and butter mid-screen punish. Wrong buttons again. Soul's just gonna stand there and watch. The AI doesn't know how much faultless defense it should be doing either. So we'll be able to cheese out quite a few wins with chip damage. You know what? Yeah, I think sometime this weekend, I'll go ahead and do some online streams. With the disclaimer that I'm trying out the new controller. So I will need some work. But after all, the best place to test would be in a live environment.
Mankind. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Hello, Zato. Almost. Almost. And we'll rob it. Oh, they've a little bit of a burst there. Alright, so the biggest thing is I'm not quite yet used to which buttons should be which, and I think that just requires a little bit of practice. I do remember specific combos, but I don't remember a lot of ways to randomly convert them. More importantly, I can... Hold on.
Well, it's just about mealtime anyway. Gold Lewis. Win.
I can sit a lot farther back and relax. I am now currently leaning back in my chair, which is different. I'm usually sitting up and have the chair raised up quite a bit. So here, I should be able to relax a lot more. And one of the benefits of this is it'll be a lot easier for me to look upwards directly at the camera, in fact. Seems the tracking for this is overall much better. I'm looking off onto my screens on the side and it doesn't look like my tracking's disappearing. Normally when you see me look off to the side and close my eyes, that's what's going on. So at least for fighting games, which is my best content, I'll have a lot better face tracking and expressiveness I can apply to it. Well, we're getting a lot of the BTs right. This shouldn't take us long at all to remember. What I will need to do a lot differently is Roman cancel setups. Now we do have the luxury of using 3 of our attacking buttons at the same time for that input. Like so. And we can keep swinging just as we like.
What is it? Huh? Anyone there?
So arcade mode isn't doing too much trouble to us. We have quite a few days coming up, so I'll spend the next few days offline doing a lot of labbing, and hopefully come back to you on Saturday or Sunday with a guerrilla fighting game stream, hopefully. Assuming I am feeling confident about my abilities then. And he didn't hit a button, unlike every other Potemkin online. That's one way to punish burst. And again, I'm hitting my slash button a lot when it should be heavy slash.
Mr. President?
You know what? I got an idea.
Hello? Wrong number. What in tarnation?
Test our buttons real quick. Let me know if you want me to turn that off, but I think that might be fun to hear. I know there's a lot of other fighting game streamers that will do something similar. Or really, just by consequence, it's very easy to hear it on their mic regardless. Let me know if the clicking is annoying, or if you actually think it's a nice little part of the experience.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
We haven't played arcade mode since Happy Chaos has been a character, so that's a little interesting for us.
This way.
I have a gun too, and it's bigger. That's such a wicked line. I love it. Not quick enough for us to do that out of a run. That would have been really interesting. Well, we at least still remember our combos, even under a completely different control set. It's mostly while we're having to pay attention and work well in neutral that will need the bit of the improved muscle memory there.
How do they always run away?
Once a combo starts, seems I know what to do with it. That's what I'm hearing, by the way, but a little bit quieter.
They cannot change society.
I can probably afford to turn the mic gain down just a little bit.
Heaven or hell.
Return to your coffin maker. That will not fit your corpse.
Oh, that's pretty badass. I didn't know they had a unique line with each other.
Boss, are you seriously trying to tame this guy?
Sure. He'd be better behaved than you are. I refuse to become a dog of any government.
Duel 1.
Based. Unfortunately, we have not gotten ourselves into the super hard mode one, so we have to fight Nagaryuki with 2 players, which means we won't get a chance to fight the boss one right now. He's just gonna invincible right through a minigun. Hold on. I need that to be way louder. Ah, the burst bait. Also, my double quarter circles, save for that input, are going to be a lot smoother. You're just gonna stand there, both of you.
9 seconds.
I really wish we could unlock this song. I wonder if there'd actually be any potential infinites between 2 characters here. Maybe on the ground. Get a little bit of chip damage out. Sure, just stand like idiots. And chip him with that. So we're doing decently enough in arcade mode.
Twice. Leave.
I think we'll be able to catch up pretty sufficiently.
Our business here is done.
It'll just take a few days.
I thought you would be more persistent.
Well, we did what we came here to do.
If you ever want to join us, you're welcome to. That's all we wanted you to know.
Hit him with the Akuma.
Once there, everything comes through.
Game over.
Yeah, skip all that. Alright, I think we will hit the lab for just a little bit more. But I mostly need to do a lot of this stuff offline on my own. Get myself completely reaccustomed. And then on our next stream, yeah, I think next stream, who do we want to beat up? Let's beat up May, she deserves it. I think on our next stream, I'll see if I can pop in a guerrilla fighting game stream. Next week will be very, very light, as I'll be celebrating, so we might only have 1 or 2 streams on next week. Thursday. A bit too early for me to be talking about that yet. Oh right, that one doesn't work on her. Almost. You'll see we have a lot of work to do. Let's see. Perfect. Ah, but we got the wrong BT at the end. So there's our throw combo anytime we want to make sure we can get a wall break. We also need to settle whether or not we're going to be keeping using the dash macro, or if we just want to go into more traditional dash inputs. Might be better to do the latter, since that's what we have to do in a lot of other games. After all, that's very functional right there. You know, she almost sounds like a dolphin when she's getting hit. Almost. That's right! We do need to make sure we get our dashes down as quickly as possible too. Or at least get the second input there on when the buffer should be active. It's that next Behemoth Typhoon that we're having so much trouble with. We can do that easily enough in neutral. So it's just gonna take a bit more practice. Almost. I wonder, you know what? Let's change priorities. I'd like to see if we can hit a full 1080 down the system sometime tonight. But how are we supposed to... You can see how weird my 360s look though, no? And then get this set up. Nope, not quite. It's so weird. It's gonna change up a lot of our inputs. We have traded the 1080s for unbuffered Behemoth Typhoons. There's that. I'll have to practice on it on the other side then. And I also need to get the proper setup so that we're not having to deal with the wrong wall break, because I want to see if we can get ourselves... No, that only gets us the regular one, so we're not spinning it enough. The recommendation I heard from the person who I watch, who mostly does this, says lay your hand flat on the keys, and then spin your wrist. So let's see if we can get something like that just at all, even if I can get 2 circles. That's one. What a mess. We also need to make sure we're never actually changing directions during the spin. That is one spin. Which, still, we got a very high combo there. We can reliably get one circle. In fact, I'd even argue that us getting a single spin might be faster. Although the biggest issue is the jump that we are having in the middle of it. Nope, that just gets us a punch. Nope. Guess I'm going to have to look up some more guides for that then. That does leave us with roughly a 2-hour mark, and it looks like for the most part, I am just going to have to spend a lot of time in the lab. So, I'd say that actually serves as a comfortable stopping point here, since it seems I have to do a lot of analysis off-stream. But we have a very relaxing and luckily no work days for me the next few days. In that time, I'll go ahead and see what practice I can get in offline, and hopefully have something very, very nice to show you all on whenever our next stream is. I'm going to shoot for Sundays, since that should be comfortably after the main holiday going on here. Next week, expect Control... hold on. What am I doing? I just need to check the dates here. Expect a Control stream, maybe a stream on Tuesday, and then probably something later on the weekend, as basically the second half of my entire next week is occupied. And then starting with January, we'll be back on schedule. I think I'm going to be doing a lot more fighting games, and I'm going to have to play them a lot more to get used to the new controller. So for now, class is formally dismissed. Thank you all for attending, and I promise I'm going to get a lot better at Blazblue. We'll probably be picking up Blazblue just as much as we do Guilty Gear Strive nowadays. There's a much bigger audience to be looking for it, and more people playing it. Still not sure if or when we'll get back to Melty Blood in some time. I think that one will require a little bit of work. I'm hearing a lot of varying opinions on that game in this time. Happy holidays to you too, Ajoy. Thank you so much for your attendance. And a good day to you. I could get used to this. Just leaning back. Yeah, I should have been doing this from the beginning. Makes the tracking a lot easier, but that would have placed my controller basically right underneath the mic, and you hear the interference here. I think I can actually negate that with the noise canceling. Wow, that really does block it out. I'm mashing buttons. Well, if I was using a pad, that would basically be positioned right next to the mic, so you would have heard that bleeding over the entire time. Guess we have something very lovely to try now. I could probably also reach my arms past here and reach the keyboard just fine for any of the PC games that aren't requiring use of a gamepad. I think we have something very lovely that I could get accustomed to. Well, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.